Welcome back. Time now is 7:22. Back in January, the U.S. Department of Defense lifted its ban on women serving in combat roles, and it put more women than ever directly in the line of enemy fire. And while it's clear war is difficult for both male and female veterans, statistics show female vets are more likely than their male counterparts to be homeless, divorced, or raising children as a single parent. Female vets under 50, twice as likely as their male soldiers to kill themselves. And a growing body of research suggests female vets are more susceptible than men to psychological disorders, including PTSD. Elizabeth McCormick with the nonprofit Grace Under Fire, who has been at the forefront of this issue, along with Emma Curry, a current member of the National Guard, join us this morning to discuss this. How are you both?
Okay.
Happy Veterans Day. It's Monday. Are you ready for it?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Brings great patriotism, and we definitely appreciate the service both of you have done. Both of you have been in the military. Let's go to this. It's a very sensitive topic. Both of you have served in the military. I've served. During your service, were you treated differently from men? And give us some perspective, because Emily, you're still in the service. Tell us what has been your experience abroad and then coming back home.
My experience abroad, especially deployed, was great. I got treated just like a guy, and some females might take that bad, but I loved it because I'm not singled out and I can do just what the males do. So, and then coming home, I had to adjust back to being a female, more or less. And
is that the tough part of the transition? I
think so for me, because I'm used to being overseas, get down and dirty, more or less, just get out there, do what I got to do. So the perception is in civilian life you're not feminine enough, or? Yes, I get told that a lot. Or you like to only hang out with guys, and maybe tough for those who may have mates who are maybe insecure with that? Yes, actually, that happens a lot. Okay. Elizabeth, I know that gender disparity, you've been addressing this in your role with Grace Under Fire. You're addressing the treatment of female veterans with PTSD. Let me just bring up the statistic. For example, the VA Medical Center in D.C. has complete women's clinic with physicians and therapists available Monday through Friday, every day of the week. But in Fort Worth, the women's clinic in early 2013 only had one nurse open and staffing this place only 3 days a week. So when women come home and they're having a tough time as a female veteran dealing with PTSD, where do they get the help?
It's tough, because we're not only dealing with the PTSD, depression, but we're also dealing with just integrating back in to the day-to-day world and becoming from a soldier to a woman. So there's a lot of transition that we need help with. I know they didn't have it for me when I got out of the military either. Well, you were a pilot. I was. You were the only female in your unit. Usually, yes. And how difficult was that for you as a female in the military serving? You either fit in or you didn't fit in. So it was either you conform to the male environment around you, which means you toughen up, you harden yourself, my daughter calls it being the robot. You learn not to be emotional, you learn not to react, you hide and tamp down your femininity, and you don't stand out. And so when you made that transition back to civilian life, what was the challenges for you? Well, my first employer when I got out of the military, he liked to call me the B word. Oh. Because I was too aggressive. I acted like the men, and in corporate, that's just not acceptable as a woman. Well, let me ask you this. Grace Under Fire, the organization that you're with, just received a $100,000 grant to reach out to female vets. What services does the organization provide? Well, Grace After Fire is a nonprofit that we do peer-to-peer support. So we help transitioning female veterans or existing female veterans that have been out for a while find the resources that they need, have support groups where they're around other female veterans that can maybe help pave the way and make them feel like they're not alone, because isolation leads to depression, leads to suicide, and leads to all these other horrible statistics that we have. And there's not enough support in the VA. You mentioned that earlier. There's just not enough support in the VA system. And that's why your organization is one of those resources. And Emma and Elizabeth, we certainly salute both of you. Thank you for sharing what can be somewhat of a controversial topic, but we consider it an honor to have you with us. Now, if you would like to learn more about the works of Grace Under Fire, we have provided their link on our website at WFAA.com. It is not just being a girl seeking help. If you are a veteran and you need that help, reach out and get it. It makes a difference. All right, time now, 7:27. We'll have a check with Julie Bologna on your forecast coming up, and an update on the devastating typhoon that has damaged much of the central Philippines. We'll have the latest on the death toll when we come back.